Good evening, voters. Tonight we stand in solidarity with the lakhs of citizens from Kerala. The state has faced the worst floods in almost 100 years. Almost 3 lakh people have been forced to evacuate their homes and move into relief camps. There are thousands more who are still stranded, waiting for help to reach out to them. There has been massive destruction of farmland and infrastructure. The priority for now, of course, is relief and rescue. Additional forces have been put in place, and non-stop, around-the-clock, people are being rescued from wherever they are stranded and being taken to safer locations. But soon, the world will have to look at rebuilding Kerala. Tonight, we bring you reports from across the state. We tell you what Kerala is facing. We will also become the platform for you to help contribute in rebuilding Kerala. From collection centers in your cities to our own Times Network initiative. On your screens are the details of how you can contribute. Send in your donations to these addresses, these account numbers. For Indian donations, for domestic donations, this is the account number of HDFC. For foreign donations, this is the account number. It's also available on our Times Network website anytime you need it through the day. Starting yesterday, we've been getting you updates. We won't stop this weekend. We won't stop next week. We will be with Kerala in every step of this crisis. Let's go across to Pramod, joining us from Kerala right now with the latest. Pramod, where are you and what is the situation there?
Well, we've crossed into Palakkad from Coimbatore, and the locations as first we went to Kalpati, and you saw that the communication over there is at like 3 rivers. We have the Bharatipura and Gayatripura, and waters from 2 particular dams have completely devastated close to 400 families in that location only. We are still in Palakkad, and from here we have to find a way to go to Thrissur and Chalakudi. In between there are landslides. One was cleared, there's another one. Landslide seems to be a very important, crucial problem right now, and one way or the other the government is trying to handle it. And on the other hand, flood, it's like completely devastated, especially in Ernakulam and Aluva. There are no communications as well. We from the local, from this region, we got information that there is one more location near Thrissur called as Kodunallur, where there is no communication at all. We are trying to reach the spot as soon as possible. We have people who are in Palakkad. Let's just ask him, from this location, government government
well,
this seems to be another problem over here. Like you mentioned, we also earlier showed like these kind of pits have after this rain, it's all across this corridor to like various other roads. In fact, there are like many places there are no roads at all. That has become a complete destruction, and that's what they want immediately to be taken care of. These kind of roads should be repaired because these are the ones that can actually take the relief measures from various floods to the areas that have been devastated and was submerged underwater. So all these things are the important crucial matters they need to fight for right now. We are trying to go to the northern part of Kerala where the immediate effects of the flood occurred. That is like Idukki and Palakkad. Palakkad and various other locations. From here itself, it's like very difficult because earlier we showed this location called as Kalpati, where it was completely the water has completely destroyed many families. The people in this location ask and say that at least 6 months would be required to build back their house and everything, and they are requesting for economic help and relief.
Yes, and that's going to be the priority, the economic help and relief. Pramod, in some parts earlier in the evening, Chief Minister told us that they're running short of fuel as well. What is the condition in Palakkad? Essentially in Palakkad, what is it that people want first?
Well, in Palakkad, for 3 days continuously, there was rain, and that's what caused flood and inundation. But thankfully, since yesterday evening, there is not much rain, and we're believing that as per reports tomorrow also, we are not expecting much rain here. However, crossing this place is going to be very difficult because, as I mentioned earlier, landslide that has completely blocked this Kudirampalli, that Kudiran Malai village, this particular road, that is the one that actually connects to Thrissur and Chalakudi. Those areas are completely blocked. In fact, some of the people have given us a shocking news stating that certain pocket areas in that area is completely out of communication. As you mentioned, not just fuel, they should be running out of food and everything as well. And people from here are trying, thankfully Good Samaritans from here are trying various other ways to reach the place right now. And we are also expected to find a place, find a way as soon as possible to reach the place as soon as possible.
Absolutely. Pramod, thanks so much for joining us through the day. You've been getting us in Forts, our entire team, a big team of Mirror Now reporters, along with those in Kovai Post, the News Minute and Mathrubhumi have been getting us updates. Let's also say good evening to our experts who are joining us right now. Surya Prakash, disaster management expert, joining us this evening. I also have Professor V.K. Sharma. He's the Vice Chairman with the Sikkim State Disaster Management Authority. Brinda D.K., activist, joining us from Bengaluru, and Vipin Krishnan, General Secretary for AIMS Nurses Association. Mr. Surya Prakash, good evening to you. I will come to you first. Give our viewers a sense of the kind of challenges that people on ground have in such a situation where you've seen floods that have caused so much of destruction on such large scale with thousands and lakhs of people displaced. How big of a challenge is this?
Good evening, ma'am. I would first of all like to convey my sympathies to all people who have been struck by the floods and landslides during the last few days. I would say that the challenges are very big and unsurpassable because the floods have actually affected almost 13 out of the 14 districts in the states, and the access routes by the roads are also covered by the flood waters, so there is not communications possible through road, rail, or even by air. Even the airport at Kochi has been flooded with water and closed till 26th of August. So our major challenges are in terms of access to the affected communities and also in terms of communications with them, because during the last few days even the power supply has been struck down. The dams which were generating powers has also to close down their power generation because of the flood situations, and also whatever powers were left with the people that has also been consumed over the last few days, and now people who are actually affected are not able to communicate with the responders, and responders are also trying their best to get in touch with those people where they are actually trapped and how they can be rescued. It's a big task because this cannot be done without involvement of a skilled, equipped, trained human resource, in which terms our NDRF, Army, Navy, Air Force, all our skilled forces have been involved by the Government of India as well as the state government. I hope they will try their best to save every life in the state, whatever is possible.
Professor V.K. Sharma, we had a statement coming from the Navy earlier that said the people who are in their homes, in Pakka houses, should stay inside their homes. That's what the NDRF also keeps telling us. But if they want to be evacuated from there, they should watch out for the noise of the helicopter and then go and try and gather the attention. Could you help us understand, and for the viewers to know, those who are stranded, what are their options right now?
I think it's at the outset, I congratulate Mirror Now for this campaign which you have started India with Kerala, and I am watching this since 2-3 hours, and I think you are doing very good job. This is one good question. Actually, there are 3-4 points I would like to mention. One is this, that the personal security. People who are in Pakka house, because in this kind of situation, that is the best, place where they should stay. in case, because everybody wants to go, because they see flood all around, and everybody wants to go out. But I think the best thing is that the water is receding. It will take some time. So the best thing is patience, and they should have patience. Very rightly said by Dr. Surya Prakash that our rescue forces, they are doing excellent job. I mean, we have all appreciation for NDRF, for SDRF, for Army, Coast Guard, and everybody, they are doing their best to rescue people. And, you are showing stories where people are, rescued and brought to the relief camps. Now, there are 2-3 priorities. One is this, the search and rescue. Second is providing relief, to the people, because they need food, they need medicine, and particularly BP patient or sugar patient or, this kind of category, old people, senior citizens, women. I think that is a very big task, which is there with the state government. And I think central government is, they have already committed that whatever possible we will do. They have already released, 400 crores, to the state, and the fund is not a constant. I think the most important thing is the damage assessment, and there is a normal process. Let me tell you that the state government will give the memorandum to the central government, and central government will send a team. They will assess the losses, and then the central assistance will be given. Every state is with Kerala. I am in Sikkim state, and we have already communicated to the state that in case you need any assistance from us, for example in damage assessment, for example in making recovery plans, because they will have to make 3 plans for recovery: immediate recovery, medium level recovery, and then long-term plan, for the state, and lesson learned. Because my important point is, I am an academician, I will say that from Tamil Nadu, all the states should have learned this lesson, that in this kind of situation what can be done. But unfortunately we don't learn, from others. I think with Kerala, every state should learn lesson that in this kind of situation, where there are dams, where this kind of torrential rain, because this will happen. With climate change, I think this type of thing will happen every year.
Yes.
You have seen in Tamil Nadu, you have seen now, and you will see it again, because climate change is an important factor in disaster management.
Yes.
And that's why NIDM and
in fact, Professor Sharma, it's not just, I know Kerala has been the worst hit and the destruction is on a larger scale, but even as we speak, there are parts in Karnataka who are also battling heavy rains and landslides. As we speak, we've had instances coming in from Madhya Pradesh and Jammu and Kashmir, even reports now suggesting that in Gujarat in a few places there has been a heavy rainfall and flooding. So in many of the other states also we are tackling this, although right now on a smaller scale. Brinda Dige, good evening to you. Brinda Dige, what is it that the people should be looking at right now in terms of sending in relief? Yeah. What becomes a priority?
I can hear this. Yeah, thank you. No,
at the outset, I think we need to place on record the tremendous support that the communities in Kerala itself have extended, because they were the ones first there extending all kinds of help. And no matter what anybody has to say, churches, mosques, temples, ashrams, shelters, everybody has opened their doors to people affected by the floods. What is important now is the Mirror Now campaign. India is with Kerala. I think just shows the amazing grace that all of us, irrespective of our differences, are willing to put aside and say, we are here with you. Yes, all of them need food. They need probably the kind of food that we have to give them is different, maybe packaged food. But we also have to be careful about health, because very many times with this kind of floods, waterborne diseases are supposedly going to be very, very high. So what is the kind of medicines that should be made available at all of these shelters is very important. There are groups of people across India who are collecting food, who are collecting clothes, who are collecting medicines, but we need to be careful that we do not get too many clothes, as many people will not be able to A, keep it with them, and B, will not be wearing it on a daily basis. So let us not waste our time or our energy collecting clothes, but food and medicines is a must. We also have to be careful and conscious that many women are there. So are we sending in sanitary supplies? These are also important aspects and we must not forget about it. The other thing that we should remember is probably a lot of them are in a shock. They require some kind of a counseling. There should be counselors available over there who will be able to listen to them. We may not be able to do too much, but at least to listen to them, because this is a kind of trauma that is not easy, especially when you look at senior citizens. If you look at people who are chronically ill,
yes,
they require a lot of counseling support, and that is also something that should be made available to them. But everybody in Kerala, you need to just be reassured that we are all there with you, reaffirming our support and our solidarity. I know today there were so many students from different colleges and women from the slums that I am working with, collecting money, collecting food. What we are talking of is food that is not perishable. And what we are seeing here is this open-hearted support to people in Kerala, because we know it is devastating to have your entire homes be washed away.
Yes.
And we have been watching Mirror now throughout yesterday and today. Some of them are still stuck there and they have not yet got help. So we are looking forward to NDRF and the communities and the police to also reach out to all of them.
Yes, in fact, we have been getting calls from people who are saying that they're not able to get in touch with their families, that the phone lines are not working, and all we can do at this point of time is put out some of those helpline numbers. We also have information on the screens right now for our viewers, and I want to bring your attention to it on the scroll. For every different part of Kerala, we've collated together information on what is it that they need. In some places, food is more essential. In other places, they also need medicines and first aid, or clothes and undergarments and sanitary napkins and diapers and utensils. That list is there. If you are intending to help them out, then this will help you in giving precise help and sending what is needed to those exact locations. We've also been getting experts who are on ground speak to us and tell us what is required in which cities, and they've been saying that whatever is being sent, people should ensure that there are fresh clothes, that there are fresh medicines, and food packets that can be used. This is over and above what, of course, these state and the central authorities are doing. We're going to go across to Shrija in just a bit and get you an update from Wayanad as well. We had Pramod joining us from Palakkad. But let me go across to Vipin Krishnan. He's the General Secretary for AIMS Nurses Association. Vipin, I believe some of your colleagues and team members have already gone to Kerala. You've sent across quite a bit of stuff. Can you also give us an insight on the scale of operations and what is it that the people can do right now? Go across to him in just a bit. Let me also take that question across to Mr. Surya Prakash, also a disaster management expert. Mr. Prakash, as citizens who must send or who want to help the people in Kerala, what will be those essential items that we must focus on?
Ma'am, actually, government of Kerala, Chief Minister has made a request that they need money more than the items because they can get it from the local resources. So mainly in case items are to be given by the people from other areas, they can provide food They can also provide drinking water supply. Then they can also provide medicines which are required for vital survivals, and such things that may be in demand from the affected communities. So it is mainly the food items, the medicines and the water. In addition, for the women and girls, it is the sanitary pads which will be required at such times, maybe in short supplies.
Right. And we're going to go across to Shrija, who's joining us from Wayanad. Shrija, what is the situation in Wayanad? Is there any relief from rainfall right now?
Well, absolutely not, Tanvi. In fact, we are continuing to witness torrential rains that are lashing, especially here, Wayanad and the neighbouring districts as well. Of course, the water has receded and also flown towards the south that we are talking about, Ernakulam and Cochin districts that we're looking at. But right now, we will have to wait for this overnight. Remember that's exactly what the meteorological department is also predicting at this point in time. We did, in fact, traverse through some of the core locations right here at Wayanad, one being the Manandwadi. We see that in fact, 600 people have been moved to relief camps. Now, this is a very small colony that we are looking at, and that particular colony that we are talking about has been completely inundated. From there, a couple of kilometers away, at least about 50 kilometers away from here, we see there's another location by name Kalpetta. Now, that is a very primary location which in fact connects to Malappuram, a very next district as well. So we see that entire stretch of road has also been completely waterlogged at this point in time. We did see just a couple of hours ago how NDRF team were also actively working. In fact, they had brought in inflatable boats to move the people from their houses, the waterlogged areas, to a safe zone. And we also see, like, to give you a larger picture as far as Kerala is concerned, we see at least about over 80,000 people have been right now rescued by the Kerala Disaster Management. Apart from that, at least about 3 lakh people have been moved into relief camps.
Yes.
This is the situation right now here at Wayanad. Of course, it's not as worse as Cochin that we are looking at, or for that matter, even Tirunanthapuram.
Yes, and in fact, Wayanad had its tougher days last week. And we were reporting from Idukki and Wayanad where the trouble was. Shrija, you were also, in Kerala at that point as well. So we've been bringing those reports. Right now, the situation is worse in some of the other districts of Kerala. Like Shrija was mentioning, in the evening, there were full-fledged, full-scale operations being carried out by the NDRF. Our correspondent Deepak Bopanna was on the spot at that point of time, and this is the report that he got for us.
Well, what we are looking at is a live rescue operation. You can see what we showed you from the other end of this particular area where the NDRF teams, with the help of ropes, had accessed that island. Now are rescuing the members who are inside there, and now they will be heading towards the place that we are to in fact get them to safety. Now, for the last 3 to 4 days, these people have been trapped inside. You can see divers as well assisting the other team to ensure that they navigate the boat, because the currents here are pretty strong. This is the Kabini River, mind you. After the floodgates have been opened, the situation has been pretty bad. There are also, you can see there, the ropes in particular. There is a situation there because it's quite difficult to navigate the boat, and you can see the teams there, the NDRF teams, trying their best to ensure. These are dramatic rescue operations that we are looking at. The NDRF for the last few days has been working here in such conditions, while the cities in Kerala as well are flooding. Now this is a terrain particularly which is more difficult to navigate in, more difficult to operate in, and you can see they've helped a lot of people come out, all of them wearing life jackets as well, even if they fall into water, so that they do not drown. So the situation here is pretty intense. You can see the inflatable boats. These are motorized boats, and that's the reason they're able to in fact operate much faster. And all of them who are trapped inside will heave a big sigh of relief, because it's been several days that they were inside, and finally the rescue teams able to reach them. And now you can see here a few more NDRF members who are here. They will assist in bringing the boat towards the banks here. Now this is a main road, mind you, that we were in, that we are standing in fact, at this point in time. You can see here several people rescued, and they at this point in time much relieved with, and you can see a little kid as well here. If I could in fact show you. Adam, yesterday you were inside. How many days were you inside? Do you feel relieved now?
Yes.
You feel relieved?
We feel very much relieved.
How many days were you there?
2.
2 days.
Yeah.
And how did you reach out for any sort of help?
We just called our friends. We just called the neighbors. That's it.
Okay, this is your house?
No, this is not our house. Our house is flooded.
Okay, your house is flooded and you came here and now, this was also flooded.
Yeah, no, it won't get flooded, but we are stranded here.
Stranded, okay.
Yeah.
And that's your kid? How old is he?
3 years.
3-year-old kid.
Yeah.
And were you getting food and water and everything?
Yeah, we got everything.
So, you had supplies?
Yeah, we had.
Well, it's a big relief here. You can see the little kid as well being brought to safety, and all of them here will be really grateful to the NDRF team members who've rescued them, brought them back to safety. And the situation here is pretty grim. If the rains continue to lash this part of Kerala, Wayanad in particular is going to take a beating.
Well, that was a report that Deepak Bopanna sent from earlier in the evening in Wayanad itself, where rescue operations are being carried out. And I must say that we must also express our gratitude to all those who are tirelessly working round the clock to safely evacuate people from across the state of Kerala. Shilpa sent us this report from Tipuram, where a school was converted into a relief camp. We'll play out this report and then we will go back to our experts.
I'm at the Chala Government High School in Trivandrum, which has been converted to a relief camp for the thousands of people who are affected by floods in Trivandrum and neighbouring areas. And in fact, these are 17 people who've been rescued from Pathanamthitta just yesterday. They're all students of a theological seminary in Pathanamthitta, and they had to be rescued because their entire seminary was submerged underwater and they were all stranded on the terrace of their building. And of course, the disaster management officials came and rescued them and brought them here. In fact, only 3 of them amongst these 17 people are Malayalis. Most of them belong to Odisha, and I'll just ask them to recount as to what exactly happened a day before yesterday. भैया क्या हुआ था उस दिन, कैसे कितना खराब थी आपकी हालत और रेस्क्यू ऑपरेशंस कैसा हुआ उस दिन?
मैडम, ये सब 15 तारीख को हुआ, जो 15 अगस्त था। उस समय में जब हम सुबह उठे तो हमारा कॉलेज का सारा ग्राउंड पानी से भर गया था और देखते देखते ही पूरा कॉलेज ग्राउंड फ्लोर पूरा भर गया और उसमें में हम सारा स्टाफ और सारे स्टूडेंट्स हम लोग फर्स्ट फ्लोर सेकंड फ्लोर पर जाके खड़े रहे और उसके बाद में बहुत सारी कठिनाई आई कि हमको नीचे.
Okay, we just quickly go across to Mr. Anshu Gupta, founder of Goonj, on the phone line. Anshu Gupta, thank you for speaking with us. We're given to understand that your organization is also closely working on ground in Kerala. If people want to help out, want to contribute in any manner, not just in Kerala but outside the state as well, can you help us understand how can they go about it?
So material and money both are the big need, and obviously these are needed for much longer time because this disaster is not just finished, it is still happening. I mean, till the time the rain stops or the dams are closed, you have that exact flow of the water all across, and as we all are watching it in the TV and in the real life, we know that it is going to have much larger impact and much bigger impact. So for sure, the monetary contributions for the future and for the present, and in terms of material, although right now the roads are closed and most of the cities are totally disconnected and are not connected that way, but I'm sure it will improve in the next 2-3 days. What we need in terms of material is that thousands and thousands of families have to rebuild their lives. So to be honest, every single thing is important, right from utensils to tarpaulins to light blankets to new clothing, undergarments, dry ration, stoves, torch, solar lights. I mean, just think of largely a family which has to re-establish because a lot of water in a particular flow is gone in the houses of thousands and thousands of people. So literally rebuilding things.
Now, have you also established or gotten in, any kind of tie-up with collection centers in various cities? Where can our viewers find that kind of information? Because we've been getting a lot of calls, Anshu, saying I am in Bombay or Hyderabad or Delhi. How can I help?
So if you go up on goonj.org, goonj.org, and also just follow, and keep an eye on the Facebook page of Goonj, which is very regularly updated. You will find various centers at few cities. I mean, we are not pan-India, but few cities we have various centers. And also, in many areas, you will find information where people have started collecting. Our hardcore volunteers, after getting due approval from us, have started collecting material on behalf of Goonj. And cash contributions and money contributions are, you can always go online and do it. Sure. Goonj.org is the best source of information for everything.
Thank you, Anshu Gupta, for speaking to us, and also for all the work that you and your organization are doing to help the people out there. Let me go back to our guest right now. Professor V.K. Sharma, the sense that we are getting is that right now, of course, it is about relief and rescue, Professor. But the kind of destruction and, of course, a better assessment of that damage will only be done later. We're talking about months and months of work that it will take before people can actually, get back to their homes and start leading a normal life, isn't it?
You are right. I mean, flood is such disaster that after proper damage assessment only we will come to know, how much is the road damage, how much is damage to the power sector, how much damage is for the houses, rural houses, urban houses, and so on and so forth. I think the proper damage assessment will be done by the state government, and then we will come to know that how much money will be required, to recover from this disaster. I think there should be a proper recovery plan. As I told you, that it can be in 3 phases. It can be short term, medium term, and long term, and this is required. As in Sikkim, after this earthquake in 2011, we prepared a plan that in 5 years' time we will complete reconstruction and rehabilitation. And then we have a long-term strategy that how we can reduce risk. And I think the government of India is working on this, that how we can reduce risk basically. It may be of flood, it may be of any natural disaster, because around 2% or even more than 2% of our GDP is we are losing every year, in natural disasters. So in case you are losing this much money every time, because Kerala flood, somebody was saying that 10,000 crore, somebody 15,000. I mean, whatever is this, but I think this is a huge loss to the country, and I think we will have to reduce it. And this is the policy of Government of India, this should be policy of each and every state, because without this cooperation of center, state, district, even panchayats, they should also be involved, and then only you can do. So I think you are right that the proper damage assessment is required, and then we will come to know that how big loss is this, and then how much time it will take to recover. Because some of the things are immediate. For example, road. Without road repairing, you cannot start relief even from the adjoining states. And for example, airport, we will have to close the airport, so we will have to see the airstrips and all that.
Yes.
So I think this kind of thing, we will have to prioritize. We will have to see hospitals, that if the hospital is damaged, how will... So I think state will have to do lots of things now, because this is the responsibility of the state.
Yes, and it's a humongous task that the state is looking at, and any help from neighbor states.
Experts are with them. NIDM and all these people, all experts, they are saying that we are with you.
Yes,
I mean, I am in touch with Kerala government, and I offered, my services. Whatever is required, whatever little I can do, I will certainly help them.
But what we've seen often is that, a coherent strategy with clarity and planning sometimes becomes the biggest challenge for state governments or any authority when the tragedy is at such large scale. Yesterday, we had experts telling us that, yes, while there are rescue operations going on, there isn't still clarity amongst people that if your area starts getting flooded, which is the relief camp that you should head towards, what should you do, when should you get out, and if an A location starts to see situation worsen, which direction do people move? Well, all of that information, though, has now been collated, and there is actually a website that has been put out by the Kerala government, and we'll bring you those details in just a bit, that gives you the area by area details, contact numbers of people, details of the relief camps, and if you are stuck somewhere, then you can put your locations on the map and help will be on its way. So a lot is being done right now, Brinda Dige, and in fact, even people, like you said, citizens, the common man. We've heard stories of fishermen who are adept at handling strong currents, going out there with the forces and the personnel and helping them out in rescuing people.
That's right. And I will tell you...
Yes, we also have had a lot of students who are very good swimmers from Bangalore who have also made a trip yesterday to Kerala, because they say that all kinds of help is most required just now. And like you mentioned, the fishermen who are adept at swimming against and whatever strong currents are there, we are also asking people with any kind of expertise that would be most helpful over here. What we should also remember is very many times food and clothes, we might be able to collect it very easily, but transporting all of that to Kerala might be difficult. So it is better that money is donated so that they can buy all of these things from close by areas. And like we also mentioned again, whatever expertise, manpower that is possible, or woman power, we should be able to go there. We are all required over there. Like I mentioned, there are a group of women who have also gone there saying that they will just extend counseling support. They may not be able to do much, but they are willing to extend that little support. So any kind of support that can keep these people sane, if I may use that word, because we know that the shock that they have gone through is immense. And the kind of support and help that is required is so much more now when the water recedes. Also, we have to be careful again about the health of children and people who are very weak, especially senior citizens, because contracting some kind of a disease, especially waterborne disease, is going to be a big challenge that the government, the local hospitals and the communities have to now take this up, because it is not going to be easy to take care of any kind of health needs when water is they are surrounded by water all over. So please extend whatever help is possible, because we are so lucky that we are not affected by this just now. And we do hope we are not affected. But the other thing that we should remember is we have not heard anywhere about farm animals. So what is the state of farm animals? Is there any kind of rescue happening for them? Is there any kind of support that those people, the animals require? We've not really heard much about it. I know that human beings, we need to be able to extend support quickly, first and fast. But we also have to be considerate about animals, because they will not be able to do the kind of things that we are asking them to, so that we know that there are animals who require this kind of help and support. Yes. So let us think of every small bit that makes up our community and extend that support and help. And Kerala, people in Kerala, please remember that all of us are trying to do whatever little that we can in our small ways.
Yes, absolutely. And there are many, I know there are a few who feel that we as the national media haven't done enough. We have been bringing reports from Kerala in the last 1 week. Yesterday as well, we had experts, ground reports. But yes, I do apologize if there is a sentiment that we did not do enough. And here is our commitment that starting now till the process of rebuilding begins, and even after that we are going to do as much as we can. I'm going to thank our experts for joining us this evening. Thank you for sharing your views. The idea is to help viewers across the country understand that India is with Kerala, and there are certain things that you can do. On your screens are still a list of all of those items that we've been telling you that you can send across, and if you don't have specific fresh items to send across, then send in some money, please. We've opened up a platform for that as well. I wanted to tell you about the rescue operations website that has been started by the Kerala government. It's extremely helpful for anybody who's also trying to get in touch with their families back home or those who are stranded there. One of our colleagues from the news desk, Shayan Sheikh, collated all that information for us. Shayan, over to you.
Rains have been relentless in the state of Kerala. Kerala is facing its worst flood in decades. Over 300 people have lost their lives and over 2 lakh have been displaced and lost their homes. In these circumstances, the state government of Kerala has launched an initiative, a portal called keralarescue.in. That is the URL where you can contribute with relief and rescue operations. Let me give you a lowdown of this portal. keralarescue.in, that is the URL. It is a state government initiative. On this portal, you can file for a request for maybe your friends or family who are trapped and stranded in Kerala. Here you can put in details of the district where the said person is trapped, their location. These are your contact details, requestee phone, requestee name. And you can also file this request if you are in Kerala. You can use your smartphone if you have internet access. You can provide your location to this website. In case you're requesting the service for someone else, you can select request for others, put in their details and locations up here. And you can also select what exactly you need to send to them. If they are in need of rescue, if they need water, food, clothing, all of these details can be put here on this website. You can also find out what the districts in Kerala need right now. Under district needs and collection centers, all 14 districts of Kerala are listed down here, and what exactly is needed in each district, you can find out details under this heading. Idiki, for instance, needs bed sheets, blankets, etc. You can find the relevant contact information right there, and you can also very specifically choose and see on a map where people need rescue and relief operations. Let me show you. Here, say for instance, Nayana Soman, who's in Venpala, she needs food, clothes and water. She's probably raised this request herself, which can also be raised from a smartphone or by accessing the website.
Also, let's tell you the story of those brave personnel who are out there working around the clock, helping and rescuing people. Once a story was of this lady on your screens who later on delivered a healthy baby. She was actually stranded and she was rescued in a helicopter. She was airlifted and taken to a safer camp. At that camp, then a doctor was brought in by the helicopter and lowered to that camp, and then the operation was carried out for the lady who had gone into labor before she was rescued, for her to successfully deliver the baby. And in fact, that man in the uniform is the one that helped the lady, and it's just one of those stories. And he is, of course, the pilot, Officer Vijay Verma, who airlifted her to a safer location. So thank you to Officer Vijay Verma and to so many others who are out there and doing this right now and helping the people of Kerala. Completely out of time, but like I said, we have made a commitment here and we will go non-stop with our team of reporters and team of experts. We will also help you, guide you of how you in every part of this country, of this world, can help the citizens of Kerala. Look at the visuals on your screen. This is the devastation that has taken place, and it's going to take a long time before Kerala can come out of this.